We gave the highest possible praise to all of these board games, but that was a year ago.
Has this year changed our minds? Have we played this less or more? Do we love it more or less? Used to be in my collection, but maybe it has fallen down to friends' collection.
And before we figure out this final review for all of these games, we're gonna tell you how do these games play and what are they all about.
And we're gonna start with Unstoppable, that is a 1 to 2 player medium weight deck builder that takes around an hour to play.
And it is a cooperative one? Did you say that already?
I didn't, but that's why you're here.
It is a cooperative game, and this is how it plays. So this is a deck builder board game with one of the coolest board game mechanisms ever created. Might I say, the coolest? You will be playing this unlikely hero who will be trying to survive long enough to defeat the big baddie. Look at those muscles. And you will be able to defeat the bad guy by playing out cards. For example, this card deals damage. So you play it, pick up some damage, and place it on the bad guy. Or it is possible to play out cards that give you money, which you get and then can use to buy upgrades for cards. These upgrades you will insert in the sleeves, making your cards better. But you want to know the twist? You also are upgrading the bad guys.
It's a literal twist. You like twisted it around and wow.
Twist. There is no card draw in the game. You don't get any new cards. But if you defeat the bad guys, that's a card you get. There are multiple bad guys that you can pick that will give you different challenges and enemies, as well as cards, and all of that you can play solo or with 2 players. In other words, it's a freaking amazing and unique deck builder. But is it still worthy of my collection? Or maybe it has fallen? Actually, you, mister, rated it as a must-have, so tell me.
Still is, still great, still love it. One of the best solo games I've ever played.
I totally agree. But on that note, what's your next game, buddy?
My next game is Star Wars The Mandalorian Adventures, longest title in this video. It's a 1 to 4 co-op light game that takes an hour to play.
Exactly. So now, Mr. Yanis, you tell us, what is it all about?
Just get your friends together, get into this light adventure, and try to complete the mission you have, just by playing a few cards. Go away. You can play it also solo. Pick a character, pick an adventure, and head on to that adventure immediately. Obviously, everybody wants to be the Mandalorian, but there's only one of him, so somebody else has to be his friends. Each mission has their own unique objective. For example, here you have to find the child, aka the asset, aka Baby Yoda, aka Grogu. That's it, that's all the names he has. All you do on your turn is play 2 cards, and you play those cards onto an action you want to do. And that's how many times you'll do that action. For example, now I'll get to move 4 times. Easy. The actions can be moving, attacking, gathering intel, or planning. If after playing your action, the sum of actions there is 5 or more, the enemies will react by shooting you, trying to destroy you, and just making a bad time for you. The game does have 4 different missions with variable setup, so quite replayable. Also, you have these secret envelopes that you might open at some point. So what do I think about this game after a year? Well, I am done with it. What that means is we played it, my kids loved it, but it gets downgraded to the friends collection. I actually sold it to a friend and now we borrowed it so I could play it again.
One other game that we actually changed our minds about was this thing. It's Uprising. It's a super heavy game for 1 to 4 players and takes at least 2 hours to play, right, Mr. Yanis?
And it is very heavy. I mean, not just in the physical sense. It has tons of rules, tons of armies, tons of things happening. Is us liking that game one thing that is happening?
Wow, that was forced.
That was not, it was in the script.
And now you know that we don't script anything. We're just bad at this.
Oh,
all right?
boy.
So
now
moving on
know.
to the overview.
Now they know.
Welcome to a game where you can plan everything carefully, then roll some dice and get screwed over all the time. But you will enjoy it? In this game you will be playing one of these factions with their leader and their unique units. You will be building up your fortresses and then moving your armies to meet legions and legions of enemies. And at the end of the game, all players have to have more points than the enemies. If not, well, you know what happens. In order to get points, you will use these candy-looking crystals to place on different actions. These actions will let you explore, move, and build. And whenever opposing armies meet, chaos occurs and you roll a bunch of dice. Time for the top 3 coolest things about this board game with Mr. Yanis. Number 1, the bad guys will fight each other. They will have massive armies and they score points by defeating one another. Number 2, you can build huge fortresses and then have some walls and towers on top of them. A lot of building. Number 3, you have a bunch of different units that you can build yourself and build cool looking armies. Pretty cool. Thank you for visiting 3 Cool Things Corner with Mr. Yanis. So this is a little bit tricky because I did place it in my collection after a few first impressions, but then we reviewed it and said it's really good. And honestly, it's not gotten any better. I feel like it's difficult to get on the table, and when you do, there's a bunch of random which doesn't feel like it.
Do you want to hear my opinion?
Yeah, sure.
It's the same as yours.
Yeah. It's not polished, right?
Yeah, it feels it has too much overhead. Just these rules, these rules, these rules, these rules, these rules, and too much rules and not enough actually playing the game.
Yeah, it promises more than it is.
But
does your game?
Oh, my game promises and delivers. How badly it delivers? Badly? That sounds bad. Harrow County is an asymmetric game for 1 to 3 players that takes up to an hour and is medium weight. So,
and one of the most interesting parts of the box is this thing. Did you break it already?
No. It's part of the game. Let me tell you how that works. Harrow County is based on the comic book of the same name, where you will pick a faction and try to defeat the other faction. To win, all you have to do is reach 7 victory points. Not 6, but 7. Simple! All you do in your turn is pick one of the actions, and then the asymmetry kicks in. For example, the protectors will do that action a certain amount of times, which can be upgraded. Or the family is going to use a bag to draw tokens out of it and do those actions that many times. This piece of lint is not an action. You can use those actions to move characters around, fight other characters, and the combat's very unique. I'll show it to you, or try to accomplish your objectives. For example, families trying to destroy the village. During the game, you will place cubes into this combat box, and when the combat starts, you take your cubes, put them in this dark tree, and decide who has more cubes outside wins the combat. So what do I think a year later about this game? I still find it a fascinating 2-player asymmetric game. If you like games like Rewild, for example, but are looking for something that can be played with 2 players, give this one a go. That's why it stays in my collection.
Also, spoilers, this stays in my collection. It's a candy-like board game that looks good and plays super quickly. It's super easy to teach and is just generally a good time.
Is this actual candy?
Yeah. Oh, what are you all about? Just like a sumo fighter, you will have to push your way to victory. In this game, you will be playing one of these sumo bug fighters with their superpowers that will give you new pieces to push. On your turn, place the platform somewhere nearby the board and pick one disc from your supply. Then push it until it's off the platform. And hopefully opponent sumo fighters will fall off. And if your sumo fighter is the last one standing, you're the winner. But because of your bug's superpowers, a lot of different pieces will be available to you. Like for example, this weird looking star. Well, it's not weird. This is weird looking horns. And this is, well, a shield, a hammer, a chair even. Woo! And as you probably understand, it's just a silly little board game that's, well, fun. That's it. That's the game. We like these. We rather love these silly little games that don't take themselves seriously, look good, feel good, and are just funny. So I placed it in my collection before. I will place it there once again. What is this?
Well, it should have been Kariba, but I sold it, so it's gone. It was a simple 2 to 4 player light card game where you're just playing numbers, animals, and then collecting lower numbers that kind of scare them away. And so it's in the line of Uno, something simple like that, and he enjoyed it for a while. And it was in my collection for a while, and now it's in some other collection. Giannis, do you mind?
Well, let's talk about Le Havre, alright? Le Havre is quite a heavy Euro game from 1 to 5 players. I would recommend the smaller amounts, yet it is quite a game. In this game you will have to collect resources in order to survive, and if you're very skilled, and I mean very skilled, you also will manage to build some stuff. In this game you're a hustler collecting resources or whatever you can in order to build up the city of Le Havre. And at the end of the game, if you have built enough buildings and collected enough money to be the richest person, you're gonna win. So after fishing some resources, you will be able to either pick one pile of resources or send your worker to some buildings, which in turn will let you build more buildings or generate more resources. But watch out, because you actually will need to feed the bustling city, which means that you will lose a lot of these resources. Despite it being a really crunchy Euro game, it has actually quite a bit of interaction, because you can go to other players' buildings, which means you can take away actions that maybe they wanted to do. Plus, I really love how different the buildings are, which means that every time you build a harbor, it feels different. Yes, the looks might have aged already, and it's pretty hard to get to the table, yet, well, I will place it in my collection. I really enjoy crunchy Euro games. It's an oldie, but a goodie, so I'm gonna place it right here, and Giannis cannot do anything about it because he's not here at the moment. The only thing he actually could do is talk about his second to last game.
Ho! I'm back. Did I miss anything?
Nope.
Okay then, Rewild is a medium-weight strategy game for 1 to 4 players that takes 1 hour to play, maybe less. It's, by the way, great solo. And also, did I say that it looks great? Are you ready to rewild this region so the animals have a great habitat where to live? Look at all these animals right there. They're looking for a place to live. And you, coincidentally, are creating such a place. You're doing this like you're doing anything in this life to get victory points. On your turn, you will pick one of your action cards and resolve its action. You will create habitats on your personal board. If you fulfill the requirements of the animal, this animal might come live in your habitat. Hello, I'm Giant Anteater. Hello, Giant Anteater. Please come this way. You can also plant plants to get resources. And you need these resources to do pretty much so anything in this game. What do I think about this game after all this time? I like it. Because my wife likes it, and we know how that goes. If my wife likes it, it goes into my collection. Also, it's gorgeous. I love animal-themed games, and it does things differently that other animal games don't. But you know who else does things differently? Giannis? Hello?
Welcome to Blood on the Clocktower. Unfortunately, I just died, and one of you killed me.
Bastards!
He's right there. There.
It was me. I was hero the whole time, you saw. It was me, I didn't kill him.
Well, we will figure it out by me giving you some clues, and then you will discuss between maybe 21 players?
21?
Maybe
Please.
21 players.
Please. How long does it take?
Few hours, probably.
It's insane.
It is insane.
It's insane.
It's insanely good.
It's like so insane.
It's
but is the gameplay insane?
It is.
Okay, let's look at it.
First things first, you pick a scenario that will give you rolls that you throw into the baggie and go to other players. Hey, mister, please pick up your roll. I said he's the And after that, you take the rolls back, build up this mystery book of mysteries. Yeah, and last of all, you narrate a story. Please, Mr. Giannis, it's the night. Close your eyes, dream your dreams, and hope you won't die. And if you do not, then you wake up and start to discuss with other players who is the imp and the killer.
I am not! I am not! Do I look like an imp?
So the only question is, will you find the imp before he picks you off one by one and you lose the game?
No! Oh wait, I'm the imp. Yeah!
This is rather an experience than it is a board game, and I love this experience. So, obviously, duh, it's in my collection, stays there, will stay there till the day the demon comes for me.
What's your favorite part? Being the leader or the
leader, I think.
Yeah, the narrator.
I like being the narrator and seeing everybody die and have fun.
On that note, another game where everybody can die is, well, it's in the name, Survive the Island, which is a light family game for 2 to 5 players and takes less than an hour to play. How do you die or survive there? Let me tell you. That's one of the ways. Welcome to this beautiful island. There's just one problem, it's sinking, and you're trying to get out alive. You control these little treasure hunters who have pockets full of treasure. For example, this guy has 4 treasure, but you're only gonna get those if they survive. To survive, you need to swim to safety on these small islands in the corners of the board. You can also do that with a raft, because it's faster and safer. On your turn, you do 3 simple things. First, you sink the island. Then you will move your fellas, and then you will eat other players' fellas. Did you just eat your own?
Oops.
This is a very mean game because you will throw other players' treasure hunters into the water, try to eat them with sharks, with sea monsters, or kick them around with a kaiju.
But will you kick this game out of your collection?
Yes, this has survived. This is actually the 3rd time it has survived because I bought it the 3rd time. This is the newest edition. I also have the expansion. I play it with my family constantly. Can't wait to kill some of their treasure hunters again.
Turns out we're pretty good at this ranking thing at this point. A lot of games stays at our collection. Some don't, but that's okay. Most importantly, if you want videos like these, we actually make Games of the Month videos, well, each month. That kind of makes sense.
That's in the name. It's in the name. It's in the name.
Where we talk about a lot of new board games. Check that one out if you want some fresh takes on some fresh games.